Are we going?
We are now.
Okay. What do we start out? We'll start with, we have a little list.
Yes.
The
The agenda.
The agenda.
Oh, wait.
Oh, go ahead. Sound check.
There you go.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Okay. I have better beer.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, wait, we've got... Well, all right. We're back. Episode, what is this?
9.
Session 9?
Session
it's
9.
session 9. Okay, we got a little agenda going. We're going to play some D&D. Ethan will hopefully have put a little graphic in the beginning. Thank you to Mark CMG for that graphic.
Yeah.
What?
Did you put up that other... Did you upload it yet? The other one
No.
we recorded? Okay, good, because I just remembered something I forgot to do in the...
You forgot to put the graphic in it?
I had put it at the beginning, I forgot to put it at the end.
Ethan.
So...
I'm so disappointed.
I will do that before...
You know all the money I've spent on your edumacation.
I don't have any video editing edumacation.
Oh.
Except for me messing around with CapCut and figuring it out myself.
So I'm a bad parent. I didn't spend money on your video edumacation.
I'm not like a professional. I don't want to be a professional video editor. Okay, anyway, sorry.
But if we're going to build a media empire, I'm going to need you to be Waz.
Well, I can do it. I don't know. I'm teaching myself. It works that way.
So we're going to up our production values. Like we got a little graphic at the front that says, Happy Birthday, D&D!
Happy birthday!
Today is January 28th, Tuesday, 2025.
Yep.
Yesterday was January 27th. The day that it is believed that D&D was first printed and the first copy was sold is believed to be yesterday, January 27th.
Of what year?
Of 1974. January 27th was a Sunday that year, apparently.
So D&D is 51 years old?
51 years old as of yesterday. So happy birthday, D&D, and all role-playing games.
Happy birthday.
All computer, paper, role-playing games. Except for like imaginary cops and robbers stuff, Tea Party stuff. Except for that stuff, like all role-playing games. We're born yesterday, 51 years ago today. So we got to mention that. Okay, Moving on. Happy birthday, D&D. Movie reference.
Yes.
You do.
Okay.
It's obligatory.
We are the Knights of Ni.
Nice. Bring me a shrubbery.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
Look, you stupid bastard, you've got no arms left. Yes, I have. Look, it's just a flesh wound.
Welcome to the Castle Anthrax. It's a great name for a castle.
Yeah.
As long as you don't get anthrax.
Yeah.
All right, so the movie we're talking about?
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah. And your father smells of elderberry.
Yeah, your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberry.
I fart in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
Do I smell of elderberry?
No.
Will you bring me a
I don't know what an elderberry smells like.
I don't either. I never have understood what that was about, but it sounds funny.
I mean, I've seen like
it's in a French accent. Everything in a French accent sounds funnier.
It's true. Yeah.
I don't know. Very good movie.
It's like, what are Frenchmen doing in Britain?
Yeah. They didn't have enough money in the budget to get horses, so they literally had a guy following the knights around, knocking coconuts together.
How did an African swallow bring 2 coconuts to Britain or something? That
was when they're going across the bridge and the guy's like, "What's your favorite color?" "Red." "No, green." "Ah!" And he flies off into the chasm. And then he goes. The next guy says, "What is the land speed of? What is the land speed of a thrush?" And the guy goes, African or European? and the bridge guards is like, I don't know. Ah!
There is like one part of the movie where they're like, "Where'd you get those coconuts?" And they're like, "We found them." And they're like, well, "How did they get here?" And they're like, "Maybe a seagull brought them." And it's like a seagull flew
So
from.
funny.
I don't know, whatever. Yeah.
It's totally ridiculous. Everybody who's watching this has seen it. So let's move on. If you haven't seen it, Holy
Holy
Python and the Monty Grail. Yeah, go see Holy Python and the Monty Grail. And and while you're there, crack open a beer and drink some D&D.
Bring me the holy hand grenade.
Oh yeah, the Holy Hand Grenade.
Yeah.
So many. Yeah, great movie. Very funny. Very silly. Awesome 1970s British humor.
Yeah.
Very good stuff. And the ending. You can't say what the ending is, but the ending is like, at the same time, it's like the worst and the best ending ever.
Yeah.
Because the ending is so bad that it's great.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's the biggest anticlimactic ending ever put on film, maybe. Okay. Like, because it just ends.
Yeah.
It just... Okay. Anyway. All right. I won't say how it ends, but... Okay. Scratch that off. Movie reference. Moving on. Oh, 2 shout-outs. Okay. One of these you don't know about.
Okay.
We already gave a shout out. So that little image that we can't see right now, but Ethan's going to flash the beginning that says "Happy Birthday D&D." I got that from Mark CMG. He posted that on his Discord, and I was like, "Hey man, do you mind if I use that in my video?" And he said, "Sure." And so thank you, Mark. Anyway, he's one of those guys like. He reminds us all like this is the birthday of D&D, and this is the birthday of Gary Gygax, and this is the correct way to handle the magic missile spell, and this is what the saving throw versus poison should be for a 2nd level fighter, and like the guy's awesome.
Cool.
Okay. Anyway, he's awesome. Love the guy. Okay. Gamer's Gamer. Great guy. Thanks, Mark. So that was an unintended shout out. But I got 2 shout outs real quick. These are not video responses, just 2 quick shout outs before we dive in. We got, you don't know about this, 4 or 5 days ago, somebody subscribed to us.
Yeah.
Kind of a famous artist.
Cool.
Yeah. And I saw it and I was like, what? How did he find us? How cool is that? And I can't say who he is because he hasn't left a comment or anything. So I don't know if, I don't think I should mention who he is. But if you're listening, thanks for finding our channel. Thank you for subscribing. Your artwork is awesome. He's done artwork for Hyperborea.
Ooh, I love the artwork in Hyperborea.
Yeah, Northwind Adventures. He's done artwork for, you haven't seen this, but it's called Gods of the Forbidden North, Pulp Hummock Press. That's hard to say. Pulp Hummock Press. Anyway, they just got done kickstarting their 3rd book, or their 2nd book, and they're about to start the 3rd one. It's like a huge campaign setting thing. But anyway, this guy he's been doing artwork for the last, I don't know how many years. Not in the old days, not the old-timey artwork, but he's a modern guy doing artwork for really cool D&D publications. And he gets it. His artwork is fantastic. He does covers. He does interiors. His artwork's fantastic. Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. Love your artwork. And I'm not going to say who you are because you haven't left a comment, and I don't want to, I don't want to violate any confidentiality. But it was really cool to me to see him pop up as a subscriber.
Very cool.
Very cool. I know I'll show you later who it is, but but if he's watching this, he knows who I'm talking about, and thank you. And the other shout out, there is a new channel on YouTube. Not a new channel; it's an old channel, but it's a channel doing AD&D solo campaign. How cool is that?
Very cool.
So first there was the Joy of Wargaming, and then there was Character NPC. And they kind of inspired me to start doing this. And then you jumped on board. Mm-hmm. And now there's a 4th. So as far as I know, we were the only 3 channels doing solo AD&D. And now there's a 4th. His name is The channel name is Brian's Channel. That's the name of the channel, Brian's Channel.
Gotta love it.
And he just started like 2 weeks ago, and he's already got like 8 videos up or something.
Wow.
But he's given me a whole bunch of ideas. Like he's doing things very different. For town generation, he's using the NPC tables in here, which is really kind of fascinating. I never would have thought of doing it, but he's using the NPC tables in here to determine. Let me see if I can find them real quick. Can't find anything in here real quick. What am I talking about? That gets into combat, non-player character, language chart. So he's using these non-player character tables, like around page 100 in the DMG. Not all of them, but like there's an alignment table. So he's figuring out the alignment of the town,
Okay.
or the alignment of the ruler of the town. I think he's like rolling to see who the ruler of the town is, and then somewhere on here there's a wealth table, and he's using it to determine how wealthy the town is. But he's using these NPC personality tables as a way to get information about a town for town generation. I never would have thought of doing that, and the way he's doing it, it just kind of seems to work. What else is he doing? He's using the NPC generating rules in here to come up with this player party instead of using the player's handbook, which I never would have thought of doing. Anyway, whatever. There's another guy doing AD&D solo. I think he's a Brit. He's got a lot of older videos that like from years ago that are wargaming videos, but he just started a couple weeks ago out of the blue throwing up these AD&D solo campaign videos, and he's got like 8 of them up in like 2 weeks. He's moving really fast.
Wow.
And he's got he's kind of doing the same thing we are, top down, looking at the table, but he plays music in the background, which I'm afraid to do. I'm afraid I'll get in trouble for doing that. But
yeah, I mean, like there are places that I found I can get non-copyright music, but I don't. Really
now he's
like...
playing like movie soundtracks in the background.
Okay.
I think he's playing them so quietly that maybe the algorithm hasn't caught him.
Yeah.
I don't want to get him in any trouble, but he is playing some music quietly in the background, which is something we don't do. He's doing it a little bit differently than we are. But that kind of highlights there's a million different ways to do this. And he spent like 4 videos doing world building and a couple videos creating his characters. He's not doing as many characters as we are. But anyway,
we kind of have a ridiculous amount of characters, but yeah.
There will be a link in the description. Please go over, show the guy some love. Give him, like, I never ask people to subscribe to us. Go subscribe to him. When I found him a couple weeks ago, I was like his 23rd subscriber, and now he's up to about 70 subscribers, I think. So
wow,
he's
good for him.
Yeah, he's popped out like 8 videos in 2 weeks, and he's gotten about 40 subscribers. But
that's awesome.
But go promote the guy. The name of his channel is just Brian's Channel. I don't know if you can search that up, but it's Brian's Channel, and we'll put a link in the description. So go subscribe to him. Go give the guy some love. He's keeping the game alive, and so far as I know, he's only the 4th person to ever do AD&D solo on YouTube. So it's cool that he came along. Okay, so that's our shout-outs. A couple quick shout-outs. Town generation. All right, so moving on. In our last session, or 2 sessions ago, maybe, we found a town right here. Here's Quasqueton. This is a farmstead that we rolled up. This is the town.
Yeah, we didn't actually roll like what we just saw as like a one home or something. We didn't actually roll or find out what exactly is there.
Right. The terrain generator just says it's a residence.
Yeah.
And then we looked up, or we rolled to see what the population was there.
Yeah, it's right here.
7 people. It's a dwelling. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's the generator says it's a dwelling. That's going to be woodcutters. It's going to be. I was thinking maybe it might be a family of trappers.
Oh yeah.
Because
That
we're
could be.
in a very cold environment near the mountains. It would make sense that they're trappers.
Yeah.
Or they could be shepherds. I don't know, but we never even went into that hex. We just generated it. But we generated a town here called Newtown, and then we used Midkemia Press's cities to determine that there's a communal work building, a healer, and a mason, and no weekly like farmers market. And that was all that we could get out of this book. This book is designed for cities, not for villages. Yeah. So our quest for a good village generator continues. We haven't found a good village generator for AD&D. Mm-hmm. And there are like generic village generators out there, but I want to find a D&D village generator.
Yeah, I've looked through a lot of like village generators on the internet, and I can't really find one that I like. I found a lot of them. I don't know.
Yep.
Not liking them.
So the quest continues, but I found another resource. I'll show that in just a minute.
Okay.
So this is Newtown, and we came up with a population of 30, right?
Yeah. Right.
It's not written here. Anyway, so that's where we're at, and today is Moon Day, Growfest 3rd, 576 CY. Oh, it just occurred to me. We're in the hills.
Uh-huh.
We have to check for encounters.
Oh, yes.
Right?
I believe we do.
Chance of encounter. In the hills. Oh, no, you don't check in the morning. You check at noon.
Night and pre-dawn.
Let's note that. Hill encounters. Okay, so we're off the hook for now.
Yep.
Because this is the morning. I'll come back to the date. Noon. Night. Well, by noon, we should be in the dungeon. But I'm just writing this down anyway. Night and pre-dawn. Oh, pre-dawn.
All right.
Well, we spent the night here, so I think we have to roll for pre-dawn.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be uninhabited wilderness.
So 1 in 10?
Yeah, I think so, because, I mean, technically, moderate to sparse. I think this counts as wilderness. We're in the hills right next to we're right next to a dungeon that nobody knows about and never visits. We're 1, 2, 3. We're about 9 miles away from the nearest town.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to roll one. Yeah.
Shall I?
1 in 10 chance we're going to have a pre-dawn encounter.
All right.
Don't roll a 1. 10. Woo! Okay. No random encounter. No pre-dawn encounter. So we don't have to roll again until noon, but we should be in the dungeon by then.
Yeah.
I'm just making a note for myself. No pre-dawn encounter. So this is the 3rd day since we rolled out of Bloom Peak. That first day we came up here, we found this new town that we haven't named yet.
Yeah.
And then that's the 2nd day. Oh, that was the first day. The 2nd day we got to within about a mile of the dungeon, and we camped out. So now we're on our 3rd day. It is...
Did it get named New Town because you did capitalize New And
Wait, how is this Moon Day and this is Moon Day?
no, that's Monday is the date that
Oh,
we.
okay. So
Yeah,
today
that-
is
yeah.
today is Moon Day,
That's-
Growfest 3rd. It's
Yeah.
morning. We're waking up. We're getting ready to go into the dungeon, but we've left behind a town that's not very well populated, but that's fine. And we can't go into the dungeon until we key the dungeon because we are using this as the dungeon, and this does not come with encounters or treasures. The DM has to fill all that in. So that's where we're at right now. So let me sidetrack a little bit. Go back to town generation. I found something interesting. We're not going to use it right now because we already used. So the cities book that I just tossed aside is really good for generating cities, but it generates like quarters. Like it'll tell you, do you have a slum quarter? Do you have a merchant quarter? Do you have a temple quarter? And then it helps you flesh out those quarters of a city. Not so good for villages though. For small settlements, it doesn't. It gives you very little information. You can roll for a few buildings and that's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't help you with anything else. It doesn't help you know the government structure of the town, the what's produced in the town. It doesn't tell you anything about the residents of the town.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, that book really helps you generate a city. What are you doing?
My foot hurts. I'm just taking my sock off.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. So I did find, and another quick shout out. This goes out to Bill Sylvie. He's got an awesome YouTube channel called The Dungeon Delver. He pulled this up on one of his live streams, and that's how I found out about it or rediscovered it. Because I've definitely read this in the past, but who can remember? Dragon 136 from August 1988 has an article by Thomas Kane, Building Blocks City Style. It's a city generation system for fantasy campaigns. It's only 4 pages. Okay.
Okay.
And right off the bat, it's got a whole bunch of issues. It's not great. So it tells you here population ranges for hamlet, village, town, city, and large city. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then the bigger your settlement is, the more of a modifier you get to the die roll. And then you go to the correct table and you roll. There's a percentage. There's lots of different kinds of buildings. And you roll to see which buildings exist.
Mm-hmm.
And the modifier bumps. So this actually, it's a D100 roll, but the table actually goes to 125 because everything above 100 you would only find in one of these larger settlements.
Yeah.
Okay. The downside to that is it makes it impossible to find the things that are at the bottom end of the roll.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you're in a large city, 10,000 people and up, you get a plus 25 on your die roll. That
Which
means
means you're never gonna find what is that, a quarter?
right.
Or something?
So
Yeah.
that means you're never going to find, say, an inland city. You're never going to find a hut.
Yeah.
You're never going to find a herb-wife's shop, or a bait shop in a port city. Oh, you could. There's a 2% chance. There's a 2% chance that a giant city with a port would have a bait shop. It kind of, the math is a little weird, but I don't know. It looks functional. And the things that only show up in large cities is like alchemist shop, magic shop, which right there, right off the bat, I would not use that. I'm not putting a magic shop.
Yeah.
No way, man. Theater, park, tomb. Okay, but why can't there be a tomb?
Yeah. In a smaller town or a village. Yeah.
Yeah, why can't there be a tomb in a small town?
Mm-hmm.
A theater, fine, but so
Yeah.
but it's got multiple tables. So this is the table you check if the city's in an is an inland city. This is the table you check if it's a port city. And then he's got Oriental cities for Oriental adventures, Oriental port city, and then if you roll up a special artisan on one of these tables, and he's got a list here of what that artisan is. But you'd have to roll up an artisan shop, and then you go to this table, and it's an okay list of medieval occupations, but it's got some problems. Like it's got candlemaker and chandler listed. Mm-hmm. A candlemaker and a chandler are the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So I don't think he knew what a chandler was. And I saw there was another one like that too. There's a furrier and a farrier or something like that. Like it's the same thing with a different name. So I think that, I don't know. It's not great. Like the hat maker, he calls a hat maker. That's fine. It would have been cooler to call it a hatter. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, whatever. I mean, he makes chicken butcher and meat butcher are two separate professions. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I would do it differently, but this is usable. And also interesting, I mentioned this to you off camera. In his bibliography, he's got Life in a Medieval City by Joseph and Francis Guise, which is one of those books that we got in our unboxing video.
Yeah, I think that was the first haul, the first video.
Yeah, so he used that book as his a source book to come up with this stuff.
Very cool.
It's not great. Mathematically, it's got some issues. And then word definition-wise, it's got some issues where I don't know. It's not perfect. It's interesting, but it's not perfect. It's also interesting that he's got charts here for Oriental adventures. Like he kind of recognizes
I saw
that in Oriental cities are going to be different than Occidental cities. Mm-hmm. Different kind of cultures, therefore they'll have different shops. Like here, there's a tattoo shop for an Oriental port city. It has a tattoo shop. You wouldn't find that
cool
in an Occidental city. A lacquerware shop. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of cool. And it has fishmonger, but this has a rice paddy. And these don't have rice paddies. That's another thing. A rice paddy is a farm field. Like, why would you put that as a building in a city?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like over here, it doesn't say carrot patch, right?
Yeah.
So then why does it say? It doesn't say wheat field over here. So why does it say rice paddy over here?
Yeah,
Are you following?
If you were rolling up a city and there was just randomly a rice paddy in the middle of the city, it wouldn't make any sense.
Well, that's
really.
okay, but the Oriental city has a rice paddy, but the Occidental city doesn't have a wheat field.
I know, but even so, like if you're in a city, I mean, I don't know. I guess. Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah.
So this isn't great, but it's interesting. Anyway, the Dungeon Delver, Bill Sylvie, went over this and made me aware of it. Maybe next time we roll up a village, as we're exploring, as we're hex crawling. I've already lost the map. As we're filling in, next time we roll up a village, maybe we can try this, see how it works.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. Moving on. Scratch it off. Town generation, we don't really need to do that. Okay, now we're on to keying the dungeon. Things are going to get a little complicated at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so for one thing, it's going to be really boring. We have to do this. We have a dungeon. What?
Why'd you put key the dungeon twice?
Because in the middle we'll respond to video comments. We'll take a break from doing this drudgery.
Okay, I see.
Because this is drudgery.
Yeah.
This is roll dice, record, roll dice, record, roll dice, record.
Yeah.
There's 37 locations just in the first level. So if we only do the first level, we have 37 locations that we have to key.
Yep. How many levels are there? I don't remember.
2.
2.
And there's a secret back that we don't know about. Secret back door.
Gotcha.
Look, here's a... Oh, I like this artwork at the tower.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. So in the description is really good about describing the area. Wooded hills, overgrown. There's a tower, but you really can't see much from the tower because you're surrounded by woods and hills.
Yeah.
And it's a craggy peak, apparently, where they dug this fortress in.
Mm-hmm.
All very interesting. However, we need to key the dungeon because the dungeon, every location in the dungeon just has a blank for a monster and a blank for treasure.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of the reason why I wanted to do this. I thought it'd be kind of fun at the time, but it's going to be tedious. Nobody's going to want to watch us do this, but we decided we're going to do it on camera. We're going to let the camera roll, and we're going to do it. There's a little interesting discussion about how to key this. And what we decided, we were talking about it off camera. The Wandering Monster table's great. And by the way, you're supposed to check every second turn for a Wandering Monster. It takes a whole turn to search a 10 by 10 area.
Mm-hmm.
So as we're going through, assuming we're going to search,
we're going to be rolling a lot of Wandering Monsters.
Every 20 feet, we're going to have to roll for Wandering Monsters.
Yeah.
Unless we just stop searching.
Yeah.
But I think we have to operate under the assumption that we're searching, like meticulously searching.
Yeah.
Because we can see the map.
Yeah.
We don't want to metagame, so we'll just say we're meticulously searching. We know that we know, our characters don't know, there's a secret door here. So then we'll know when to roll, when not to roll.
Yeah.
And we'll have to be honest. If we don't find the secret door, then we'll move on. But the only way that happens is if normally a player would say to the DM, I'm going to search this room.
Yeah.
And the DM would say, well, this is a 20 by 20 room. That's, it's going to take you 4 turns. That's 40 minutes. It's going to take you to search this room.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, well, the DM's going to roll twice during that time period because it takes a turn to search a room that's 20 by 20. But we don't have a DM. We are our own DM. So I think that we have to go in under the assumption that we're searching.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To make that work. Okay.
I think so.
Okay. So we've already seen. So this gives guidelines for keying the dungeon. But to be quite honest, the guidelines, they're good, but they're not great. For one thing, they're not designed at all for solo play.
Yeah.
So there's 25 monsters that they list here that you should use, but then they say you should only use 16 to 20 of them because the rest of the locations should be empty of monsters. So it does say there shouldn't be a monster in every single location. The question is, if we use this list, we're supposed to use 16 to 20 of them. How do we take out, so say we roll, what's 16 to 20 is a D5.
Yeah.
Say we find a D5. Actually, I think those are made. I think there is a D5.
Yeah, I think I've seen a D5 before.
So hypothetically, if we owned a D5, we rolled a D5 and it said, okay, you're going to have 17 monster encounters here.
Mm-hmm.
There's 25 things here. How do we decide which 8 things to take out?
Yeah.
And then how do we decide where to use each one of them? It also says that each type of monster will only appear once in the dungeon. So that's interesting. So if we were rolling randomly and goblins come up twice, if we follow these rules, then we should ignore that.
Yeah.
However, it would be possible that goblins would come up multiple times, and then you would kind of be able, from a story point of view, from a verisimilitude point of view, okay, there's something going on with goblins in here because we've got 4 areas that are occupied by goblins. Mm-hmm. But the instructions in here for the DM is don't use any monster twice. So this is going to wind up being pretty gonzo.
Yeah.
It's going to be, every room's going to have a different monster in it. And so there isn't going to be a whole lot of, we'll see. When we roll, we'll see.
Yeah.
But my first impression, my assumption, my presumption is that there isn't going to be a lot of rhyme or reason to this dungeon as far as the way it's populated. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then we run into a very similar problem with the treasure list. So there's 34 different treasures here that it tells you the DM should place, but it tells you to only use how many? Where the hell is it?
It's not over here.
Oh, only use between 15 to 25 of them. So there's 34 treasures listed, but you're only supposed to use 15 to 25 of them. And these are good, proper treasures for... And it also specifies if a monster has a treasure, a treasure type, you ignore that and you go with these treasures instead. But that's a problem because we can't... There's 37 locations, 34 optional treasures, and only 15 to 20 of them, 25 of them should be used in the 37 locations. If you're a dungeon master, a new dungeon master, you can just go through this list and go, oh, this sounds cool, this sounds cool, this sounds cool. And that's what this is written for. This is not written for solo play.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So there you go. Oh, you want to hear something that's going to blow some people's minds on the internet?
Okay.
So there's a section in here on preparation, use of the module. If the exploring adventurers, this is page 4 of B1. If the exploring adventurers wish to suspend the game temporarily during a rest period when the adventuring characters stop to sleep, as they must do every 24 hours, appropriate notes should be made of each adventurer's status so that resumption of the game can begin at the same point on the next meeting of the players. In other words, there's no one-to-one time. You pause the game, everybody goes home, you come back a week, a month later, and you pick right back up. And this is from TSR. Official.
Is that a controversial thing?
It is. On the internet,
Okay.
it has been over the last year because there's a group of people who I think are wonderful because they're all generally in their 30s and 40s, and they're all promoting and playing AD&D, and they're experimenting with it. They're trying to run it rules as written, and but they've been very vocally and somewhat rudely saying if you don't run one-to-one time, you suck and you're not doing it right.
Well, that's kind of okay.
In other words, if we stop playing and we don't start playing for another 3 weeks,
still rolls.
the clock is still rolling, and when we get back together, we have to figure out what happened those 3 weeks that we weren't playing. There are some people who play that way, and it does tell you in the Dungeon Master's Guide that that's a good way to play.
Yeah.
But it tells you in this that you should stop time.
Yeah.
We're not playing one-on-one time, but
I would not.
But I just thought it was interesting. Straight from TSR, Mike Carr, as approved by Gary Gygax. Yeah, it specifically says you should stop time, make your notes, and resume exactly where you were when you get back together as a game group.
That's how I would play. So
Right,
yeah.
and that's how I've always played. I mean, we were aware of one-to-one time,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it just feels like an artificial thing. Because we used to, like, I would run some Gamma World on a Sunday, okay?
Yeah.
And then we'd go to school the next day, and at lunch, one of the other guys would run some Keep on the Borderlands,
Yeah.
okay? And then the next day after school, we'd go to somebody's house, and one of the guys would run some Battletech. And then the next day, maybe I'd run some more Gamma World, okay? But by the time we come back to Keep on the Borderlands, we've played like 5 different games, and don't we want to just keep on playing? Do we really want to mess around with,
Trying to figure out what's been happening in the last 5 days.
Yeah, you haven't played in 5 days, you have to get rid of 5 rations. Well,
Yeah.
well, why? I haven't played in 5 days. Yeah, but your characters have been in the game world.
Doing absolutely nothing, pretty much. Presumably sitting there doing nothing.
Well, but then you come up with like there's downtime rules.
Okay.
There's the game doesn't have downtime rules.
Yeah.
You have to go to a third-party product to find downtime rules.
Yeah.
People have fun doing that, and that's great. And it introduces a new kind of dynamic as far as like if you miss a game session, it hurts.
Yeah.
Because the other players are doing stuff and you're missing out. And
Yeah.
the whole time it's costing you money to stay at the inn. It's costing you food to eat, right?
Well, I get that.
So
I mean, like,
it incentivizes everybody not to miss a session. It incentivizes everybody to play like every day. Like Gary had 20 people a day coming to his house, knocking on his door and saying, "Hey, can you run some D&D?" And he had like 20 guys in his basement playing D&D with him as the dungeon master at one point, like every night of the week.
Yeah.
And all day on the weekends. So there's no way he was keeping track of who was coming and going and how many rations they, like if you haven't seen Billy since last Tuesday, stopping that room full of 20 people to figure out where Billy's character's been since last Tuesday. There's no way. No way that's happening. No way. Okay. All right. But I thought that was fascinating that that's actually in here. The reason I printed the PDF and I'm using it because my copy is all jacked up. Here, I haven't pulled it out yet. I'll show it. So it spent many years in a box and it's badly stained. I don't know. It's like, I don't know if motor oil leaked into the box or what. It's badly stained. It's not in good shape. But I did key it when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. Look at this. I used a blue ink pen. So here in this room, this is the first location. 2 bandits. And then I didn't add, like I wrote what's in room. Right. That means it's whatever is in the description was the treasure. I didn't add any treasure. Yeah. Here's one giant tiger beetle, 500 gold pieces hidden in the chairs. Mm-hmm. I was like 9 years old when I did this. Yeah. A rock living statue. No monster, no treasure. Gelatinous cube, no treasure. 4 whites, no treasure.
Yellow mold,
no treasure. 2 giant shrews. A scroll, a ring, 30 platinum pieces, and 150 gold pieces. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But giant shrews are deadly. Uh-huh. Yeah. This is a first level adventure. Giant shrews are no joke. 2 kobolds with a giant treasure chest. That's what I wrote. I wrote a giant treasure chest, but I didn't write what was in it. Anyway, you can see how badly stained this is.
Yeah.
So this isn't. It's not usable. So, anyway, I keep it out of nostalgia, of course. I'm not going to just toss it in the trash, but we'll be working off of a printed PDF. And I'll put that away. I just keep it out here as a prop because it's nicer to look at the color artwork than it is to look at.
Yeah. Makes sense.
This.
Yeah.
That looks horrible. Okay. Okay. So here's where we're at. So the DMG, I marked the page. Moving on to King the Dungeon. The DMG has a section on random dungeon generation. And here on page 171, table VF, this is after table VE, table VF on page 171. It's a D20 chart, and it tells you, is it empty? Is there only a monster? Is there a monster and a treasure? Is there something special? Is there a trick or a trap? Or is there just a treasure with no monster? Those are the options on D20. Okay, so every step is 5%. Okay?
Okay.
The reason I'm saying that is because we need to make an adjustment. Because this is intended for if you're randomly generating a dungeon, which we're not. We already have the dungeon. We just need to key it. So one of the options is there's a 1% chance that there's a stairway up or down. Well, we've already got the map. We already know where the stairs are. We don't need that. Tricks and traps are already in here. We don't need that. So there's a 1% chance of a trick or a trap, and then you go to another table, but we're not randomly generating a dungeon. We just need to know, is there a monster? Is there a treasure? Those are the two things we need to know. Or is it empty? All right, so we talked about, in the last video, we talked about Gary's article on solo D&D and strategic review.
Yeah.
And he was giving a 65% chance that a room would be empty on his table in that magazine article. This table gives a 60% chance that a room is empty.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. That kind of jives with the information that's in here about how many locations should have a monster or a treasure. 65% is kind of close. Not exact, but it's close. So yeah. So let's flip the page. Can you flip the page? We're going to have to work this out. We have to remove the stairways up and down from this chart. Okay? And we have to remove tricks and traps because they're already in here. We don't need to generate. We don't need to go to a table for tricks and traps. They're already in here. All we need is the monsters. So this isn't perfect. The one from Strategic Review isn't perfect. That's intended for original D&D. Let's use this one because this is AD&D. This is a game we're playing, and this came out 5 years after that did. So hopefully there's a little more refinement going on here. We're going to use this chart. Okay. So as it is, we've got a 60% chance. 1 to 12 on a D20 is a 60% chance. Okay. We got to kind of work this out. And this is, folks, this is the part that's going to be tedious. If you're watching the recording, wow, that is a giant shadow. We moved our lights so we don't have lights up above us anymore because it was driving me nuts, the glare. So there's no more glare. Yay. But the bad thing is that there's shadows, and Ethan hates these shadows. But I would rather have the shadows than the glare.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm going to drink my beer. I've been talking nonstop. Oh, yeah, and we forgot to mention we have our D&D hats on. That's important.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so we got a 60%. We need to get this to a D100 table. Oh, God, I just marked it. Party foul. It's only a 45-year-old book. Who cares if he draws in it? I care. Okay, 60% chance. That's out of print. 60% chance empty. What are you looking at over there?
Nothing. I was just glancing.
Oh, chime in anytime.
Okay.
Okay. Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Am I forgetting something?
I don't think so.
I am talking nonstop.
Oh, it's your channel.
It's our channel.
It is our channel, but your name is on it.
So wait a minute. You're saying Waz is not going to get screwed. Wait,
What?
you're Waz.
I
What's the other guy's name?
Steve Jobs.
Jobs. I'm Jobs. You're Waz and I'm Jobs. I don't know.
Okay.
All right, this is our media empire. You know, like Ted Turner, he started off with nothing and he built a media empire, became a rancher and everything, and then he sold his company and it turned into garbage. But anyway, So this is our humble beginnings of our media empire.
Okay.
We have
when do we get to sell it and have it turn into garbage?
We need we need to grow it into a huge network.
Oh.
We have to have reporters reporting live from combat zones around the world.
Okay.
And we have to...
What if they're like in the trenches playing D&D with like shelling happening?
Wait a minute, that's a good point. This is not a news network. This is a D&D network. We'll have to hire like voice actors to do Let's Plays of AD&D.
Why do they need to be voice actors?
Because it seems to be working. I mean, Critical Role, they got like thousands of people watching them.
Are they voice actors?
Yeah, that's their whole shtick. They were all friends who were voice actors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
All
right. I'm talking to somebody who doesn't even know what I'm talking about.
I don't watch Critical Role. I don't really
blame
care.
You. I'm not criticizing.
I'd much rather play than watch.
Amen.
Okay.
But people are watching us.
That's true.
But are we really playing? Are we just screwing around?
We've kind of played like a total of 30 minutes in the entire time we've been making videos. But I mean, I don't know. We are kind of playing.
This is the D&D experience. Looking at the Dungeon Master's Guide.
I
forgot something.
Okay. What'd you forget?
Didn't I make notes? Why did I cross that out?
I don't know.
I forgot something. All right, we're coming back to this. I forgot something.
Okay.
Calendar. Calendar is very important. Even the one-to-one time guys will agree with me. Calendar is super important. Oh, wait, I need this. We missed a rule.
Okay.
There's another guy on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
He goes by the name The Evil Dungeon Master.
Okay.
There's a lot of people online that go by Evil DM, Evil Dungeon Master. There's like 5 or 6 different Evil DMs and Evil Dungeon Masters. So he does a podcast. He does like live streams and little videos about AD&D.
Okay.
Most of his content is AD&D. He does talk about other games, but most of his content is AD&D. Therefore, he's on my radar, and I watch him and listen to him sometimes.
All right, cool.
He brought up, or was it Mark? I think it was him.
Mark CMG.
It might have been Mark. I think it was the Evil Dungeon Master.
Okay.
There are disease rules in here.
Okay.
There are rules for parasitic infection.
Ooh.
I've known about that. There's also rules for insanity. But the disease rules tie into our calendar.
Should also be affected by climate.
Correct.
Okay.
The disease rules tie into our calendar.
Uh-huh.
According to the rules in here, once a month, you're supposed to roll to see if anybody has contracted a disease or a parasitic infection.
Okay.
So that means we started on
the 1st of Growfest.
We started on the 1st of Growfest, so in a month, we're going to have to put that on our calendar, our campaign calendar. In 1 month, we're going to roll to see if anybody's... There's a small chance of it. It's not a big chance, but there is a chance that you can get... And get this. If you do something like swim through a sewer, come in contact with swamp water, search a zombie, if you're doing things that go through a steaming jungle, then you're supposed to check once a week.
We did find a swamp, didn't we?
Uh-huh. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. We went through a swamp.
Yeah, we walked right through it.
Not our assassin, but the rest of the party walked
the assassin will be because he's going to that town.
Well, let's just... Yeah, but he's got a guide. Let's say they're smart enough to go
around the swamp, yeah. Okay.
But the rest of the party...
We walked right through the swamp.
So that means instead of waiting a month, we have to wait a week.
Okay.
And roll to see if anybody got a disease. So that's in here, and it will be going on our campaign calendar. So in 1 week,
1 week from the day that we traveled through the swamp.
which was our first day of the campaign,
Yeah.
we're going to
Okay.
have to roll.
So on the 7th.
Yeah. Let me find real quick. Yeah, I almost forgot this. Disease. There's a section on disease.
Is it under adventure?
I don't know. You look at the same time I'm looking.
I am looking.
Okay, we'll both look. Disease. Lycanthropy, maybe it's in there.
Oh, right here.
Where?
Right there.
Disease, page 15-ish. Okay. Death due to disease. Okay, disease table. Hold on. Chance of contacting a disease. 2% chance. But then there's the...
parasitic. Oh, it's this whole part right here.
Yeah,
Okay.
so each game month, check for each character to determine if he or she has become infested with a parasite. And each game month, check each character to determine whether or not he has contracted a disease.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then check if each week if it's very hot, it's moist, crowded conditions, okay, filthy conditions, or for parasitic, moist weather, filthy conditions, warm temperature, hot. Check each and every time the character is exposed to a carrier of parasites, including humans, animals, dust, earth, manure, raw meat, swamp water, etc. We went through a swamp.
Wait, so you have to check every time you... So how do you... It says humans and animals. How do you know if the animal has a parasite that you would have to roll for yourself? Right? It says if you're exposed to a carrier, and then carriers include humans, animals, dust, earth. I mean, dust and earth is everywhere.
I think you would, like, if we fight somebody, I think you would need to say this guy is suffering from a parasitic infection.
Okay.
I wouldn't just say every single time you shake somebody's hand you have to roll.
I know.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how
Right.
do you know whether or not the person that you're seeing has a parasitic infection?
Right. Well, in our case, you would have to state that.
Okay. Okay.
Or we'd have to roll.
Yeah, I guess we'd probably have to roll, because, like, if we're hunting, it's not just going to be like you find a deer. It's not going to...
Well, hunting is fine, but if you're hunting in
but
a
I'm
swamp,
saying but you would come in contact with an animal. How do you know if the animal you just hunted has a...
Well, I think raw meat or undercooked meat, I think they're trying to say if you're eating raw meat.
Yeah. Okay.
But we're not going to be eating raw meat.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
All right.
Applying common sense.
Okay.
It's not like you're hunting an animal, you skin the animal, you're in contact with the red meat. No. You got to, like, a raw meat. You got to eat it.
Okay.
You got to, like, be eating raw meat and then check and see if you got a parasite. So we need to roll, and this needs to be on, if we're going to follow the rules.
Yeah.
I've never used this. I've never played with anybody who's used this. But, and then, okay, so the base chance is only 2%. And then there's modifiers. Like if you already have a disease, if you're in a crowded city, if you're old, that increases you 2%. If you're venerable, it increases you. Okay. Oh, if you've been at sea for 2 weeks, you have a less chance.
Interesting.
You have a smaller chance of contracting a disease if you've been at sea.
Maybe just because you're not coming into contact
Right.
with other people. Yeah.
And you have a smaller chance in cold weather. That's interesting.
That makes sense, though. Smaller
Yeah.
chance in cold weather.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's hot, humid climates is where
Yeah.
disease is really going to ramp up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then environment, a marsh, swamp, a jungle, increased 2%. So, and so that's disease. Then there's parasitic infection, and then there's a whole table of diseases.
Well, what would it be if...
And a whole table of parasitic infections.
I mean, yeah, we walked through, like, a frozen swamp, essentially. So, like...
Yeah, I think the temperature was hovering around freezing.
I think it was snowing.
Right.
I mean...
Oh, so you're saying because it was cold?
Like with those two, because there's one modifier that's for cold, and then one for going through a swamp. One is +2, the other one is -2. Do they cancel each other out? I don't know.
Well, but the base is 2%.
Okay, but I'm just saying because if I remember correctly, it's +2 for going through a swamp, and it's -2 for cold
The
weather.
average temperature was 32 degrees
Okay. But
that day when
Okay.
we went through the swamp. It was pretty damn cold.
it's like cool weather or climate, cold weather.
Knocks it down 2%. So that gives you a 0% chance.
But then you're going through a where is it? Environment is a +2. So do you
marsh.
just
so that
so do
knocks
you
you
just-
back up to a 2% chance.
Okay. So they cancel each other out.
Yeah, I think we have to roll.
Yeah.
In a week.
Yeah.
Actually, this says each and every time. This says,
Well, one is for a parasitic.
wait, each game month you check each week if conditions are favorable. And then this says,
One's for a disease and one's for a parasitic infestation, though.
yeah, there's two different things.
And there's a different thing for.
yeah,
Okay. So we
Polluted
should.
swamp or jungle environment. We have to check for both.
Okay. And then for this, it's a +5 for swamp, and then cold weather
Mix
we'll
it
get a
up.
-1, so it'll be a 7% chance. Okay. That we get a parasite.
Yeah, individually for each
Yeah.
person. And then there's a table here that shows the parasites. Stomach, skin, hair, respiratory, muscles, intestines, cardiovascular.
And then the other thing I'm wondering is if one person in our party gets a parasite, then do we have to like roll every day for the rest of the members of the party who are in contact with this person all the time to see if they also contract a parasite from him?
No.
No?
No, it's not like they're kissing each other.
No, but I mean it says if you come in contact with a human that has a parasite.
I don't think contact means you're sitting on a couch next
Okay.
to them.
All
I
right.
think contact means you're digging in your hands through their guts while you're killing them.
Okay.
I think that's contact.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
No, that's fine.
But you got a D8. Like, if you come up with any of these,
Ooh.
it's a D8 chance in one of the
Gosh.
It could
Yeah.
be terminal.
Okay.
Like, if you get a stomach parasite, if you roll an 8 on a D8, it's terminal. Like, we could have characters dropping dead
From disease or
just
parasites.
randomly
Yeah.
from disease and parasites.
Okay.
That's why nobody uses this rule.
Yeah.
But it's in the book.
Okay.
We're going to use it.
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
All right, so that's going to go on the game calendar.
Okay.
Okay. Now, back to King the Dungeon.
Yeah.
Okay. See, all right, folks, if you're listening, this is going to be boring because we are going to just be... Oh, we're going to roll, and we're going to key all the encounters, sites. It's not going to be fun to watch. But I do put in timestamps so you can jump around, you can skip parts, whatever. When you and I get bored of doing this, then we'll stop and do our shout-outs for our video responses, comment responses.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds
Should we
good.
dive right in, or should we do our video comment responses now?
Let's dive in for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we need to turn this table into a D100 table.
Yeah.
All right. So according to this, 60% empty, 10% monster only. Uh, 15 to 17 means 15, 16, 17, a 15% chance. I'm turning these D20 die rolls into percentages. Is monster and treasure. And then special we're skipping. Trick and trap we're skipping. and there's a 10% chance, a 20 on a d20. Oh, that's a 5% chance, excuse me. 5% chance that there's treasure only. Okay.
So that adds up to 80%.
Yeah, I can already, I'm looking ahead a few steps, and I'm seeing that there's going to be another problem, but let's continue for now.
Well, let me see.
The treasure generation charts
Yeah.
work off of monsters' treasure types.
Oh. But if it's
It-
treasure only, then
The treasure generation charts don't tell you how to just roll a random treasure. So we're going to have to figure that out. I think we will have to use the monster treasure types, but if there's no monster... Okay, I'm thinking ahead. I'm already seeing that we're going to have a problem, but let's continue turning this into a usable chart, because we are eliminating the 5% trick and trap, and we're eliminating the 5% stairways up and down.
yeah.
Okay, so right now we're at, let's see, 70, 85, 90. We need to add 10% in here somewhere. So, we don't want to add to empty, do we? Where do we add a 5%?
I don't know. I would think adding like 5% to monster only.
Okay, and what about the other 5%?
I would add it to monster and treasure just because I feel like it's too easy if, like, 10% of the time you're running into just a room full of treasure. You
Okay,
know?
so that will equal 100.
But that's just my thoughts.
So,
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we bump, so we're going to leave 60% empty.
And we're gonna leave.
We're going to leave that alone.
treasure.
We're going to leave 5% treasure only, because we don't want to metagame and give ourselves an advantage.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to add 5% to monster only. It's at 10 right now. We're going to make it 15%.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a slight alteration. And then we're going to add 5% to monster and treasure, which goes from 15 to 20% chance that there is a monster and a treasure. Whoops, that's not right. Goes to a 20% chance that there's a monster and a treasure in each location.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah. What do you think?
So 25, 35, 40, there's a 40% chance something is going to be there. A 60% chance nothing is going to be there, which matches this and is almost the same as OD&D. And OD&D, it's 65% chance.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fine. So out of that 40% chances something is in each location in the dungeon, there's a 15% chance. So there's a slightly greater chance of there being monster and a treasure than there being only a monster.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a much smaller chance, much smaller. So we got 15 monster only, 20 monster and treasure, and 5% treasure only. So there's a very small chance, only a 5% chance. Right?
Yeah.
So what this is going to look like is 1 to 60. And this is going to be 61 to, well, help me do math, 75.
What? Sorry.
This is going to be 61 to 75.
Yeah.
And then adding 20 to that is going to be 76
to
90.
yeah,
No.
95.
76 to 95.
And then 96
It's
to
monster.
100.
96 to 100 is treasure only.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we have our table using this table, but we can't use this table as is because it's got some dungeon generation stuff mixed up in it. Now, if we find treasure only, it gives us, this is something that confuses me. If we find treasure only, then it gives us a chart to go to determine what that treasure is.
Yeah.
Okay? Oh, okay. There's 2% chance. Okay, so we could use this. It's not the same as what's given in here, but we could use this. 1 to 4 gems per level. So if you're on the first level, then there's 1 to 4 gems. If you're on the second level, there's 2 to 8 gems, etc. So there's a 2% chance there's a piece of jewelry per level.
It gives also with monster. Take 2 rolls without monster table. Add 10% of the total
Right.
of each roll. Okay.
Wait, take 2 rolls on the without monster table.
Yeah.
Oh, so if it's treasure with monster,
Then
we do 2 rolls here,
Yeah.
and then we add 10%. Ooh.
Okay.
Okay, so then will we use the monster treasure tables? Say there's a room that only has monsters, but we rolled does not have treasure. Does that mean we're fighting guys who don't have anything? They don't have any coins in their pockets?
I don't know.
That's what you're supposed to do with random encounters. Wandering monsters are not. You're not supposed to roll on their treasure table. The treasure tables are really only supposed to be if they're in their lair.
Okay. So then I guess not then, because I don't know.
So if we roll monster and treasure, then we're going to get to roll extra treasure. Oh, that's actually even better than if we roll treasure only, except we won't.
So, I mean, if we roll treasure only, we get treasure without fighting. But if we fight and get treasure, then we get more treasure.
Yep. Okay, so we've got a usable chart.
Yeah.
We're going to use this. And then it also tells you the treasure is contained in, the treasure is guarded by, which that's traps. I guess we'll use that. And then treasure is hidden by. I guess we should use that. And then you're back to stairs and traps and gas traps and stuff that we're not going to use.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got this page marked. We've got a usable chart. Next question. Monster generation. Random monster encounters. This is the list in the DMG for random monster encounters on the level 1 of a dungeon. Okay? It tells you what the monster is. It tells you how many of them there are. And then you can go to the monster manual to get the details.
Okay.
Okay? But this is 1979. They released another book with more monsters in it and updated tables in the back. And then they released another book with more monsters in it and updated tables in the back. And we thought, last time we talked about this, that we're going to throw the kitchen sink at it and use the tables in here instead of the tables here. Correct so far?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. There's a little catch that I found when I looked in here.
Was it a fish?
It was a little fish. All right, here's the little catch.
Okay.
Let's go back to the tables. Okay, that's outdoor. Dungeon random encounter level 1. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you compare these, the differences are pretty interesting. So both of them have give you a chance of actually rolling a demon on the first level of a dungeon. Okay, but this is going to have weird things like the vulching, the norker, stuff that wasn't in the monster manual.
Another character party. Huh.
Well, they both have that. This is, they call it the human subtable here, but they both have that where it's possible to run into another group of adventures on both tables. Mm-hmm. This is a D100. This is a D20. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So this is 20 possibilities. This is 20 possibilities, but this uses... So this leaves out a lot of level 1 appropriate monsters.
Yeah.
And it even says that. Not a complete listing of all the creatures in the 3 above-mentioned books, but typical encounters for easy use by the DM. And then it says you can modify it by going to the Creating Encounter Tables section. Mm-hmm. And that's where the plot thickens. So the Creating Encounter Tables section, it breaks the monsters up into common, uncommon, rare, and very rare. Mm-hmm. And then it lets you roll the rarity of the monster. So if you roll a rare monster, then you would come over here to the rare chart.
And then, okay, I see.
Right? And so it shows you like there's, and it uses, what am I trying to say? It uses a bell curve. There's 2 dice that you use to get a bell curve so that you're much more likely to get common or uncommon monsters than you are to get very rare monsters. So it seems like this is more realistic, and we're talking about monsters. But the monsters, if you use this system, then you wind up with very few monsters that are intended to be very rare. Okay? Mm-hmm. Like a demon. And you get a lot more of bandits and bats and giant beetles and goblins and orcs.
Yeah.
But if you use this, it's just a straight 5% chance for each one. There's no rhyme or reason to it at all.
Okay.
And same thing with this. But this is not... This is a D20, so 5% chance. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Just 5% chance of each one of these monsters. I don't really like that.
Yeah, I don't either.
So I think the way to go is to use the one that takes into account monster rarity.
Yeah.
Do we agree on that?
I agree.
Okay. So we're going to use the one that takes into account monster rarity, or we're going to come back to this. This is like, there's 2% chance of a giant ant, but look, there's a 9% chance of a fire beetle. Mm-hmm. There's only a 1% chance of a demon.
Yeah. Okay.
1% chance of an elf. So this uses probability.
Yeah.
This does not use probability.
Uh-huh.
But their corrected version
does
use probability.
Uh-huh. We could keep it simple and just use Monster Manual 1.
In which case, we're just going to use this, and that's all that's available.
Uh-huh. Because it does raise the complexity if we start doing the create your own encounter table thing.
Well, but it's not really create your own.
I know.
It says create your own.
I know it's not,
yeah.
But I'm just saying it's more complex to do it this way than it is to just do it off of Monster Manual 1. Monster Manual 1, you just make one roll, there you go.
Yep.
With this, you're doing multiple rolls, multiple dice. It gets more complicated. It'll take more time.
So do we want to key this using all 3 of these books? Or do we want to key this just using the monster manual? That is the question.
Uh-huh.
Now, originally, when I posed this question, you said, let's throw the kitchen sink at it. And I said, okay.
Yeah.
It will make it more gonzo.
Yeah.
It will make it more gonzo because it's... Like, Fiend Folio is just... A lot of the monsters in here are kind of weird monsters that came out of White Dwarf magazine over in the UK and then got published by TSR.
Okay.
Monster Manual 2 is a lot of monsters that came from published adventures where they added new monsters, and then they put them in Monster Manual 2. That's where a lot of these monsters came from. They came out of published adventures.
Okay.
Whereas Monster Manual is just your base monsters that the game started off with.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I think it would be fun running around a dungeon that has all the stuff from all 3 books.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to figure out whether it's worth the extra effort
Of doing all the rolling.
of doing all the rolling
And then looking through 3 different books to
and
get all the
exactly
information. Okay.
to do that. Because I think it would be really fun. It just takes a lot more. It takes more time and effort up front to roll all this up and figure it all out.
Yes.
But I think playing with it would be more fun. So I'm like, when
It'd be more fun to play with all 3 books.
Yeah.
Or the option. And we don't know what the dice are going to give us.
Exactly. It might only give us stuff out of the Monster Manual 1. We don't know.
But we know if we use the Dungeon Master Guide chart alone, we're not going to get anything out of here. We're not going to get anything out of Monster Manual 2.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
It'll be more gonzo. You understand what I mean by gonzo.
Yes.
If the greater the variety of monsters that we throw in here.
Mm-hmm.
But that could be fun.
Yeah. I'd like a little gonzo. I think it's fun.
And are we going to follow the rule where we don't double up or we don't use any monster twice?
Ooh.
That's a rule out of
Yeah.
here. That's a rule out of the... It says don't use any monster twice.
Uh-huh.
I'm okay with tossing that rule because if we find out like there's a bunch of kobolds in 3-4 different areas of the dungeon, then that kind of dictates to us what's going on here. The kobolds have moved in and they're trying to sort of make a home out of the place.
Uh-huh.
Or otherwise, we're going through the map and everywhere we go is either going to be empty or it's going to have a completely different monster in it.
Yeah.
So, but given the tables, the chances are that we're going to get a pretty even spread of monsters.
Yeah.
Let's not worry about that. Let's just see what the dice give us.
Okay.
We'll just see what the dice give us. If they give us 2 rooms with goblins, so be it.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to toss out that one thing out of there.
Okay.
And we'll go with the dice.
Yeah.
All right.
The
question is DMG and Monster Manual or Monster Manual 2. And it's a much bigger list of monsters. And they're all broken down by common, uncommon, rare, and very rare. And given this table, it should work out that way. Like, we should get more common than very rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, what the hell? Let's do it through the, let's do the Monster Manual 3. Or 2. Sorry.
All right, we're going to... All right, that's what we're going to do.
Do all 3 books.
Okay. We've made a decision.
Oh, crap.
What?
I said the H word. Let me write down the timestamp.
When? You can say hell.
Yeah, I did.
It's okay.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all right. It's part of the cosmology of the game. The 9 hells are where lawful evil
Great.
comes
Okay.
from. It's okay. It's all right.
Okay.
We'll just stay away from certain other words.
Yeah.
That's all right. You're okay. I haven't heard anything we have to bleep yet.
Yeah. No.
Okay. What are you doing? Kicking stuff with your feet. Okay. I do kind of feel like I need a break.
Okay.
What do you feel like?
I could use a break so I can, I don't know, get a drink.
All right. Let's hit pause. We'll come back. We'll start keying the dungeon.
Okay. Okay. Now we're recording for real this time. We have audio.
We have audio. Do
Yeah.
we need to sound check it or just?
No, I can see it. We got audio. It is Tuesday, February 11th. It has been 2 weeks since we last recorded. We are going to key the first level of the dungeon and just figure out whether it is whether it is empty, or if there's a monster, or monster and treasure, or just treasure.
And we stopped a couple of weeks ago, but this is we haven't gotten through an entire session. But there's been 2 weeks since the last time we sat down to do this. We just got back from our old school essentials session at the friendly local game store. That went very well. And what?
Nothing. Continue.
Well, we earned like about 1.5 silver pieces each.
Yeah.
We really didn't accomplish much, but nobody died.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so we adjusted last time we tried this. We're picking back up. I'm just writing it here so it's easier to see. 1 to 60 means that an area is empty. 61 to 75 means that an area has a monster. 76 to 95 means it has a monster and a treasure. 96 to 100 means it has a treasure. We are just going to barrel ahead because it is very hard for us to get together and have the energy to sit down and do this because we are not together very often, and when we are together, we're freaking tired. So, because we're working and we're helping family and we're busy. But I want to make progress because it's been 2 weeks. We've made no progress in 2 weeks. So can we make progress?
Yes, let's do some stuff.
Okay, here's what I want you to do.
Yeah.
I want you to number 1, skip 2 lines. 2, skip 2 lines. I want you to be the scribe.
I can do that.
3, and so forth. Okay?
Yep.
I'm going to roll for each keyed location. And if I can find my dice. And you're going to write down what it is. And we're going to go through the first level and figure out if it is empty, has a monster and a treasure, or a treasure. And then we can go from there. Then we can go through and figure out what the monsters are and figure out what the treasure is. Okay?
Okay.
But let's just keep going because it's very hard for us to actually get up, get together, get up, sit down, and do this.
Yeah.
Can we do this?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Section number 1, key location number 1.
Yeah.
Just write either E for empty, M for monster, M plus T, or T for treasure.
Sounds good.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Number 1 is a
57.
57 empty. E. I'm going to barrel, and this is not going to be interesting to watch. Oops, I rolled it on the table, but it's a 80 monster plus treasure. M plus T. M plus T.
Yep.
I got to use the holy dice tower. Okay, monster plus treasure. Wait a minute. Where's number? That was section 2?
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? Oh, right here, monster and treasure.
Okay.
Cool. I'm not going to stop and look to see what it actually is. I'm just going to keep going. Number 3, 27.
Empty.
Empty. Number 3 is empty. I'm trying to put my finger on the map. Okay. 5 is empty. That was number 4.
Yep.
Okay, 4, 5 is here. 99.
That's just treasure.
Treasure. At location number 5.
Yep.
Okay. Location number 6. Whoops.
9.
009 is empty. Location number 6 is empty.
Yep.
004 is empty. That's location number 7 is empty.
Okay.
Right there's empty. 68.
That's monster.
Monster at location number 8.
Yeah. Once we get past 9, do you want me to just start up again over here
no.
or go to the next page?
Go to the next page because we're going to then fill in treasure and monster.
Gotcha.
Okay. What are we at?
9.
Number 9. 84.
That's
Monster and treasure at number 9. Number 10. Is nothing. Number 10 is empty. Okay, number 10.
Yep.
10 is empty.
10.
Number 11, 29.
Empty.
Empty. Number 12. 65 is a monster. Number 12 is a monster. Where's 13? 82 is a monster and treasure at 13.
Okay.
14. 32. 32 is empty. Okay. 15. Oh, shoot, I don't even see it. All right, wait a minute. Still experiencing glare after all we have done and tried.
I didn't really test to set these up. I just set them up. I didn't even.
All right, we got new lights. Still having a little glare. Okay.
This glare is from that light.
What number are we on?
15.
14 was empty. 15 is 75.
That's
Monster. 15 is a monster. 16. 78 is monster treasure. What are we on to? 17. 26 is empty. 18. 68 is monster. 19. 83 is monster and treasure. 20. This is where the tower connects.
Empty. Right?
15 empty. Correct, yes. 21. 3 is empty. 21 is empty. 22 is empty. Looking for 23 on the map. Wait over here. Okay, it goes from here way over here. Okay, 23 on the map. 87 is monster and treasure at 23. Okay, 24. 83 monster and treasure at 24.
Okay.
25.
Monster treasure. That's a
79.
Monster treasure.
Monster and treasure at 25.
Yep.
26. 50 is empty. 27. 11 is empty. 28. 34 is empty. 28 is empty.
Yep.
30.
You skipped 29. You said 28.
Okay, so this
and
then this will be 29.
Okay.
29 is 20. It's empty. 30 is
89, that's
monster and treasure. 30 is monster and treasure. 31. I'm trying to spot it on the map. Okay, 31. Oh, that's the pool room. That's a fun room. Do we have audio? Looks
Yeah.
like it. 65. Monster in the pool room at 31.
Yeah.
32.
Oops, sorry.
19 is empty. 32 is empty. 33 is a huge barracks. There's got to be something in there. Let me try to roll high. 77, monster and treasure. Cool. And at 33?
Yeah.
34 is just a big empty hallway. Oh, that was funny. One of them
Yeah,
popped
I
out the
saw
top.
that.
And okay, 84, monster and treasure at 34. 35 is empty. Oh, that's actually 3 rooms that are 35. They all have the same description. 36.
What are they, crypts or something?
I don't know. They look like
Okay.
bedrooms.
Oh, bedrooms. Okay.
I'm not going to look it up right
Fine.
now.
Okay.
36, 78 is monster and treasure. And the last one, 37. I believe that's the last one. 37 is 45.
Sorry.
37 is empty.
Yeah, I started writing 45 and I was like, wait a second.
37 is empty.
Okay.
So how many locations do we have with monsters? 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15, 16, 17 out of 37 locations have monsters. Okay. How many? What did I just say? 17?
17 out of 37.
It's going to be 17 times we're going to have to roll for monsters. Should we stop and do comments?
I think
Or should we
I
keep...
think no, because we should probably do comments like as close to when we're going to upload the video as possible. You know what I'm saying? Or we can do the comments now.
Nobody's watching.
Okay.
We haven't posted a video in like a
We'll do
month.
comments
When
now.
was our last video? Nobody's watching our
It's
channel.
been a while.
Yeah, we're getting like 6 views a day. We lost 3 subscribers and gained 1 in the last 2 weeks. We haven't posted a video in ages, so nobody's watching.
okay.
It doesn't matter.
All right, hold on.
So should we just respond to the comments?
Yeah, we can do comments. Let me pull
You got
up the channel.
So we're working on what episode? We're working on episode 9.
I believe so.
Yeah, so you got... Okay. So, sorry folks, thanks for bearing with us.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, by the way, in the earlier
video.
segment that we
Yeah.
recorded earlier
Yes.
of this,
Yeah.
of what's going to be episode 9,
Yes.
I mentioned this guy named, this channel called Brian's Channel. He had like 22 subscribers and he was doing AD&D solo campaign.
Yeah.
I looked today, he's got like 260 subscribers.
Wow.
He's passed us. Like, he's pumping out videos, like 4 or 5 videos a week,
That's crazy.
doing a solo campaign.
Wow. Good for
You
him.
know why?
Cool.
You know
'Cause
why?
He's posting a lot of videos.
He's not waiting for you to come home from school and work. Okay.
He's probably not recording at 3 a.m. As well.
It's not 3 a.m.
It isn't now, but it usually is.
No, it's not usually.
Okay, sorry, not 3 a.m. Like 1
Be
a.m.
fair.
Like 1 a.m.
All right, it's not 1 a.m. right now.
I didn't say it's 1 a.m.
Okay.
right now. I'm saying we usually record really late at night.
All right. I don't remember. The last time we recorded it was 2 weeks ago today, and now today is February 11th.
Okay.
But we haven't posted anything in like, I don't know, a month or more.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
First comment was on our first video 2 days ago. Dungeons and Dyslexia
Oh, yeah. Okay.
says, you've got a new sub. I never played Greyhawk, and so in this for the lesson 2.
Right. So, I know where he found us. So there's a new Discord channel for Pulp Hummock Press. I have a hard time saying that. Pulp Hummock Press just created a new Discord. He's the guy doing Gods of the Forbidden North, which is he hasn't released anything except for Volume 1 yet. We're still waiting for Volume 2, and he just finished his Volume 3 Kickstarter. And I'm still waiting for Volumes 1 and 2, and his... Yeah, so hopefully the guy will release a friggin' book sometime. And anyway, he's doing Old School Essentials. He's now up to his third hardback book of a campaign setting for Old School Essentials. And I post, and anyway, he started a new Discord server, and there's a self-promotion channel. I put up our video, and this guy, Dungeons and Dyslexia. So Dungeons and Dyslexia actually has a big YouTube channel. I think he's been corrupted by 5th edition role-playing games, or by Wizards of the Coast role-playing games. But, hopefully he'll read a little Jack Vance, a little Robert E. Howard.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll find a little... Anyway, hopefully he'll come around to...
The Dying Earth is a great...
To D&D!
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks, man. Dungeons and Dyslexia. Thanks for coming along.
Yeah.
Thanks for leaving a comment.
Did we
What?
read that in one of our past videos? I don't remember.
I think so, but Pass the Grits said to crush your enemies. Amen, brother.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Yeah, we said it wrong.
Yeah.
We might have already mentioned that. I think we did that for episode 8. I don't remember either.
I think we read... I don't remember. This one we definitely did. That one I don't know.
Okay. Hold on. Hit pause.
Okay, hold on. All right, we're back.
Okay, we got to figure it out.
Yeah. Next comment is from Ken Alifa. I think I pronounced that. Says, I wanted to point out that the basement entrance to a lair, the lair is probably attached to the sinkholes.
Yes. So we didn't talk about... Oh. Ooh. Okay.
It's pretty far.
All right, we haven't talked about that. There is... Don't want to metagame, but there is a backdoor entrance to this dungeon in the second level that leads out to like a hidden valley.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's saying maybe that's attached to the sinkholes. I think
like here,
the problem is the sinkholes are here and that hidden valley is here. So what's the attachment? You're talking about a distance of 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, over 15 miles. There's over 15 miles in between. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, as far as we're concerned, we don't know about it, but there's a hidden valley behind the dungeon.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
In between the mountain and the hill, there's a hidden valley back there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, man. Thanks for leaving a comment.
Okay. Yeah. Another comment from Ken Alifa says, consider Staples or another print shop to laminate your maps. They can also print your color maps.
Yeah, I don't want to laminate them, though. Maybe he's talking about something else. Are you... Yeah.
This is on episode 6. I mean...
Yeah. I'm cool with this. I don't want to laminate them. I want to leave them as is because... You know, they're kind of museum pieces. They're out of print. They're and they're beautiful and everything. I don't want to stick lamination over them, but they're safe in the frame. They're safe. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
And if you're not sure, I can tell you who we've done.
Okay. Do we respond to this one from Mike?
What episode are you looking at?
7.
For sure we did.
Okay.
Wait.
It's from 2 months ago.
Yeah, we must have. How long has it been?
Well, this is from 2 months ago.
I don't know. Just read it anyway.
All right.
We're not sure. We might have already responded to this.
Okay. Because I remember this one's also from 2 months ago. But
Our last video we uploaded on January 1st.
Yeah.
Episode 8 Okay, go ahead. Just read it.
I do remember doing this one.
Okay. But what about the responses to it?
Let me see when the response was. That was also too much. Yeah, I think we did that one too.
Okay, just read it. If we say hi to somebody
Okay.
twice, who cares?
All right. Mike Dimart said, "Great listen. Looking forward to you guys delving into the dungeon." I think we did that one already. But yeah,
Thanks, man.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go on.
Past the Grits said, "Do photograph for the next sound check." Yeah, maybe I will. I don't know.
We haven't done a sound check.
We haven't because it's been working for the most part.
And we hope so. If man,
It's working right now. Right
right.
now we are.
if we
recording
stop
audio.
this, play it back, and there's no sound or there's an echo, it just makes you want to scream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now we are recording audio.
Who was that?
Fine. That
Pass the
was
grits. Thanks,
Pass the
man.
Grits.
Thanks for sticking with us.
Yes.
Game on, brother.
Okay. Next will be episode 8. And I don't think we've read any of the comments on
No.
episode 8. Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
They're all brand new.
Okay. First we have.
Oh, do them in order, like
Yeah. I'm
okay.
going like
newest first. Okay.
You're doing. You want me to do newest first? I was going to do oldest first.
Oldest first, but I want you to filter it by newest first. so
Yeah.
you can-
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Arcadian Hobgob said, "Yes, new video. Let's go." Yeah.
Thanks, man. And you've been waiting forever for this one because it's been
Too long.
it's
been a month
today's
and
the
a half.
11th. It's been almost a month and a half since we've released one. And even after we get this one done, we are still going to have to edit it and render it and upload it and everything else.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. We can't promise to post on a regular schedule. We just can't. Life is too busy. I spent all day yesterday helping a disabled family member. I can't do it. Ethan's working a full-time job. I'm working a full-time job. He's going to school. We can't do it.
Yeah, we're busy, but
We're doing everything we can. And
Yeah.
yesterday we had time to sit down and do this, but we just weren't in the mood, and we didn't want to sit here and sort of force ourselves to try to enjoy this. We wanted to be in a good mood.
yeah,
Correct?
I agree. Yeah. Yeah. Which brings us right to the next comment from Michael Gross, who said, "Fatigue is the most the most persistent foe of gaming after the teenage years are over, at least for me." Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. Fatigue didn't set into me until maybe, I don't know. I guess so. In my 20s when I was working 14-hour days, 7 days a week at the family business, there was no gaming going on. Yeah. So, and I don't know, like there's folks who have like 3 young kids and a wife and a full-time job.
I don't know.
And they somehow manage to keep up this hobby. I don't know how you're doing it. I don't know. I don't know how you're doing it. God bless you. But the hobby takes time. I mean, if you just need to show up to a game session and pull out your character sheet, fine. But if you're a DM and you got kids with baseball games and soccer practices and scout meetings, and you got to get them to school, pick them up, you got to get to work, forget it, man. There's no time for D&D. So we're trying to make time for D&D.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for all your encouragement. Thanks for, you rock, man. Let's go.
All right, next comment is from Mike Dimart. Says, "Happy New Year. Glad to see you back and heading into the dungeon. I live in the desert and it can have some wacky weather. An afternoon shower can cause low areas to flood." That's very interesting. Cool.
Yeah. Because we were trying to figure out
Why there's a desert in the middle of...
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with saying that that's just a dry, dusty, rocky area.
Okay.
I know it doesn't seem to make sense, but there's not much growing there. It's dusty. You're right. It's been snowing. Fine, but it snows in the desert. I just...
Okay.
It's not blowing sand dunes. It does occasionally rain and snow in the desert.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense that this 3 Mile hex would get a lot less rainfall than this 3 Mile hex. I agree, but maybe it all runs off. It doesn't sink in. I'm fine with it. It's a dry, dusty, rocky section of the area.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right, next one is from BX Disciple, who says, "Dude, get to the dungeon already, LOL."
Who?
BX Disciple.
Yeah, we're working on it, man. Thanks again, man. Thanks for sticking with us. We're at the dungeon. We're king the dungeon. We just got level 1 to the point where we know where the monsters and where the treasure are. Now we need to determine those monsters and treasures. Let's go on. What? You laughing at the comment or at me?
Next comment.
Okay.
Next comment is from Past the Grits, who said, "Watsy can go choke." And then in a comment underneath that said, "Just remember, when you find yourself dissatisfied with Watsy products, it's definitely because you're a bigot."
Wait, how come you haven't put thumbs up on any of those?
I haven't looked at any of the comments. I'll do it right now. I will thumbs up all of our comments here.
I mean, if you won't thumb up the comments, who will?
Okay. You want to respond?
No, I agree with him.
Okay. Next one.
His second comment was sarcastic. I mean,
I know
yeah.
he put like laughing emojis on it.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Choke away.
Yeah. All right. Next one is from Denola J. Was that Denolage? I don't remember what we decided on.
I like Denolage.
Denolage?
Yeah.
Okay.
He goes by a completely different name. Well, slightly different name. Let's call him the Bearded Belgian.
Okay. Next one's from the Bearded Belgian, who says, "Happy New Year and good try at pronouncing Delandcart.
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 Thanks for the context about the god's name. I thought of giving you more Dungeon Dutch lessons if you're up for it, but I fear it might derail things a bit, so I will refrain from that. Looking forward to your adventures in the dungeon. Thank you."
That's cool, man.
I mean, yeah, we enjoy a little.
I spent a very short time in Amsterdam. I've never ever needed Dutch for anything, but it's cool. I like to learn about other cultures and other languages. So we've learned bedankt is thank you.
Yeah.
Graag gedaan is you're welcome, or sort of you're welcome.
Yeah.
Or it's nothing, or kind of basically you're welcome.
Yeah.
And Delandcart means like the map.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and that's all thanks to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Next comment is from RWU Studio. What is it? RDubs is what he goes by?
He goes
right?
by RDubs, but it says RWU Studios.
Yes.
Yeah.
It said, DMG Appendix C has urban encounters for day and night.
Okay. But we haven't been in a city, but okay. Good to know. Appendix C, yeah. Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, I mean, this is where all the encounter tables are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He must be referring to something that we said in the last video.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what it would be. But yes, the encounter tables are Appendix C in the Dungeon Master's Guide. Thank you, sir. Mm-hmm. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, and that's all for our comments.
Okay, cool. All right. All right. Next. Don't need this at the moment. We do need this. Sort of. These are... Oh, monsters by terrain. You're killing me, Smalls. And frequency on that terrain. Ooh. Monsters by terrain and their frequency. Okay. That's most useful. So I started doing... I've got so many books.
Yeah.
I started a database of every AD&D monster that I can find in any of my AD&D books.
Yeah, I remember.
Including all the third-party products, including all the
DADs
magazines,
and all that stuff
everything.
too. Yeah.
And I'm putting in the terrain that they're found in my database, and I didn't realize that some of the work is already done for me because I'm just going through the books and I'm going creature by creature.
Yeah.
Okay. So we need to. Okay. So where's our first place of the monster? It's number 2.
Yes.
Okay. We need to roll a d20 to find out. Oh no, it's not a d20. Hold on. 1 8-sided and 1 12-sided because it's on purpose. And again, the people who made this were very smart. An 8-sided and a 12-sided because that gives you a plateau of a bell curve.
Yeah.
Is this showing up?
Yes.
I think I was. Okay. That gives you a plateau of a bell curve that where you're going to get a whole lot of common monsters in the middle, and it's going to be much more unusual to get very rare monsters. And then we'll go over to here. Okay. Now look, not all of these are rollable straight up. Like some of them are like 14.
Yeah.
There's no D14. So I'm making an executive decision. I know it's not perfect, but we'll just use an electronic dice roller if we have to.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Executive decision.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so I need a 12-sided and an 8-sided die. So we're in Monster Manual 2. Whoa! Page 138. And yes, Brian, if you're out there, I bought your book off of eBay a while back. So you can't have it back, man. You missed out. Okay. So this is going to be, what's our first location? Location 2. Can we do this?
Yep.
If you want to stay, just say, this sucks, I don't want to do this. But let's, can we barrel ahead?
Yep.
All right. What do you do?
3.
Add them together? Yeah. It's an 8 and a 12. You add them together. That's a 3. Oh, crud. Very rare. Okay, then we go over here. Level 1. Very rare. That's not good. Okay, hold on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. All right, will you go on your phone to my Discord server? Go to the channel that has the dice roller in it and just roll a D17. Okay? We're not going to mess around with 2 dice minus 1 and introduce a bell curve. We're just going to... Okay, so that's not good. That's really not good. So there's a very rare creature at location number 2, which is where? Right here in this room. It's going to be a very rare creature off of this.
Where is the... Can you just do it in here?
Yeah, but I don't want you to. Go to... Go to the loot. Yeah. Just do it in there. Whose picture is that?
Adam's.
Okay.
Okay.
What? Oh,
Adam
Paula
at a
must have...
concert. Let's see who posted it. Paula did.
All right, just do
It's
it.
them at a concert. Okay.
Well, wait a minute.
What?
Yeah, you know what? We can delete it too, so just do it.
Okay.
Just do it. No, but nobody's looking in that Discord server anyway.
Yeah.
So use the...
I don't know what the thing was.
I don't remember. Try /roll
Slash
1d17.
/roll
D17 or 1d17.
D17.
D17.
Roll.
Did it work?
Yeah, I think so.
14. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so 14 is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. A normal squirrel! A normal squirrel. Write it down.
Okay.
Squirrel, comma, normal. Of course a squirrel is very rare in the first level of a dungeon. A normal squirrel. That is the beauty of Monster Manual 2, is that there's actually, they added stats in here for squirrels. Regular squirrels.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I've joked about this for years. Yeah, but Monster Manual 2 has stats for squirrels. You can't play D&D without a stat for a squirrel.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it makes the game unplayable. If your game doesn't have stats for squirrels, then there's a problem
Yeah.
with your game. AD&D has stats for squirrels.
There you
I've
go.
been making fun of that for years. I can't believe we actually just rolled up a squirrel.
It's very rare.
Okay, next location that has a monster. Location number
8.
8. And what did I say we needed? Okay, these
Yeah.
2 dice. 6 and a
11.
5 is 11. Okay, that's a common. Wait, alternately, choice of 2 rares. No, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so common. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. D12. A 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. A goblin. Goblin. I mean, we're still gonna have to roll to see how many goblins, how many squirrels.
Yeah.
Gosh, I hope there's not a lot of squirrels.
Could be like 15 squirrels coming at us. Who knows? Normal squirrels.
Okay. All right. It's ridiculous. Okay, but
They're
it says
gonna shake us down for all of our peanuts,
hey,
man.
we're using the dice. We're following the bell curve. We did get a very rare, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense that squirrels in
Are
a
rare.
dungeon are rare, are very rare. It makes sense. The book doesn't lie. Okay, here we go. We're on to
9.
area number 9. We've got an 11 again. No, 9 and 5. 14. Uncommon. We're going to the uncommon chart. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay, we need to roll a D14. D14. We're just using an electronic dice roller.
8.
8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Kobold. Cool.
Yep.
Kobold. Okay. Flip the page, get to wherever the next monster is. 13. Common. 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14. Wait, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. How did I just read that as 14? 2, 4, 6,
it's a 12.
8, 10, 12.
Yeah.
Okay, I counted it wrong the first time, so. 11.
Why are you rolling both of those? When it's a D12.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay, 12. Thank you for.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Character. Oh God, a character party. Just write it down. Character party.
Okay.
No, there's a way to determine. It's in the DMG. You can roll up a character party. It's another group of adventurers that we're going to run into in the dungeon.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we'll have to roll reaction, see if we get in a fight or what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Next location. We're rolling to see if we get rare, very rare, uncommon creatures. 12 is common. So roll a d12. A 10 is a giant rat. Okay, giant rat. Location 13 is giant rat.
All right. Great.
Next,
15.
15. And this is, okay. 9? No. Yes.
Yeah.
9. Common. So a d12. A 1 is a bandit. Bandit. Well, we don't know how many yet. We'll figure it out. And the stats in the book, when we go there, the descriptions will tell us how to roll whether or not this is their lair or not. Like, is this their home or are they just passing through?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. 2. Oh, very rare. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. We need a D17. We need a D17 on the very rare chart. And this is scary because there's some scary stuff here.
3.
A demon. A mains demon.
Oh,
demon, comma, mains.
Oh, I have to mute myself. What time is it? What are we at?
You have to bleep yourself.
Yeah, what are we at? 38 minutes.
Can't stop from cussing. Who raised you?
I know. Okay. Demon.
Demon, comma, mains. M-A-N-E-S. We rolled a demon. And God help us if there's more than one.
I don't know how well we'll do with even just one.
All right, what's next? Location 18. 14. 14 is uncommon. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. We need to roll a d14.
Okay. $13.
Snyad. S-N-Y-A-D.
S-N-Y-A-D, okay.
Yep, Snyad. Location 19. 6, 7. Uncommon. Roll a d14.
$10.
I think that's a Roth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Roth. R-O-T-H-E. It's a cow. It's just a cow that lives underground.
Okay.
It's
so
ridiculous.
we have an underground cow in the dungeon.
Yeah, it's something that they added in here. It might be in Fiend Folio, but it's a, and here's the worst part of it. It eats lichen and moss and lives underground. How does lichen and moss... I love D&D, and I love the products that came out of TSR, but why did none of them know what photosynthesis was? None of them. Photosynthesis. You cannot grow a plant without sunlight. You can't do it. Can't do it. And that means you cannot feed a cow who eats plants without sunlight. But the Roth, in the description of the Roth, it says that they live deep underground. They're like, they're kept by, they're like underground cows.
Yeah.
But they eat lichen and moss.
Okay.
Which is impossible to exist underground. Okay, what's next? Location 23. 10. Common. Okay, D12. 3 is a giant fire beetle.
Okay.
Beetle, comma, giant fire.
Okay.
No. That's empty.
Yeah, sorry.
Beetle, comma, giant fire.
I cannot spell, but it's alright. We're good enough. Okay. Next is 24.
Yeah, do-over. Oh! Another do-over. Oh. 19?
Mm-hmm.
Very rare. Okay, so that's a D. What was it? 2,
think it was a 17.
6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. D17, please.
Okay.
I wish these were numbered so I didn't have to count every damn time.
2.
Okay. 2 is a berserker. Good. Can live with that. It actually makes sense here because a berserker is basically going to be somebody from the north and the hold a stone fist.
Okay.
It fits perfectly. Okay.
Next is 25.
It has a monster?
Yeah. Three.
Very rare. Okay, D17, right?
Yeah. 12.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Animal skeleton. A skeleton, comma, animal. Cool. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
interesting mix so far. I think we'll know more if we know what's layering and how many of each there are.
30.
30. One of them jumped out.
I saw it.
I want to count it. 8.
All right.
Uncommon is a D14.
Okay. D14. 12.
Skunk.
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 There's a skunk in the dungeon?
Hey, it's very rare
Okay.
to have a skunk in the
I
dungeon.
think you rolled uncommon, though, right?
Uncommon. It's very uncommon.
Okay.
It's on the uncommon chart. It's very uncommon to have a skunk in the dungeon.
Great.
Unless
and
there's one in your
31.
party.
Yeah, 31.
That's probably common. 9. Common, D12. 11. A shrieker. Those things go off and you automatically have to roll for wandering monsters. Good times.
Great.
What else?
33.
Location 33 is a 10. Common is a D12. 10 is a giant rat.
All right.
Giant rat at location 33. 10. Common. D12. What location are we rolling
34.
for? Location 34 is a 2. A bat.
Okay. Just a regular bat?
Well, yeah, but it could be 100 regular bats.
Okay.
And then one more for location 36.
Yes.
13. Common. D12. A 1 is a bandit at location 36. Or bandits, plural. We will find out. All right. The treasure thing is more complicated.
Yeah.
Question is, how much of this do we do on camera? Because this is boring as hell to watch.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just do it off camera.
Yeah, that's...
Or are we recording, like do we need to record this for posterity, how we're doing it? So what we're going to do next is, we're going to go to, like, for example, giant rat. And
Why don't you poll?
What?
Why don't you put a poll up on the channel?
Oh, but because nobody reads them. Like the last time I put something up in a comment section.
Not in the comment section, a poll.
Right. Like a community post. Last time I put one up, it got 1 thumbs up. Nobody's reading it. Okay. I'll put it up anyway.
Yeah,
What the
put up
heck?
a poll. See if people want us to record this boring stuff, or if they want us to just do it.
So our next step, for example, giant rat, and I'm not gonna do it right now, right?
Yeah.
You're not into it.
I'm into it, but I gotta.
But I want to. All right. Well, I want to come to an end of a video so we have something to post after a month and a half. Okay. Yeah. So like the other guy, Brian's channel.
Yeah.
He's got the same issue. He's got like, I don't know, 10 or 12 videos world building. Because when you're doing a solo campaign, you have to work this out.
Yeah, I think he's just releasing a lot more videos than us, so it.
Yeah, well, he's also
on,
right. But I'm saying number of videos.
Yeah,
he's got multiple videos where he's just world building. He's got like 3 videos where he's rolling characters.
Yeah,
we didn't even record us rolling characters.
Yeah,
we did that off camera.
Yeah,
so maybe
we started doing that like months before we even decided we were gonna record this. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't I see rat? Oh, so giant rat. Number appearing 5 to 50. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. How do you roll that? It's not 5d10.
No. Well, no.
D10 times 5. Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
D10 times 5. That'll give you 5 to 50.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I have 5 D10s over here.
4.
Here's another one.
to 6. And 6 is 12. And 5 is 17. One more. No, that's 17. 17 and 7 is
24.
24, but that's only 5 rolls. So we got to do 5 more rolls. Oh, no. 24.
There's 24 giant rats.
24 giant rats. 24. Yeah, that's correct, right? Yeah. 5 to 50.
Does that say rat or ram? Oh, you're looking at this. Okay.
The
Sorry.
ram is above.
No, I know. I saw ram. I didn't see the rat. Your finger was on it. Okay.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to roll percentage and layer. Roll percentage dice.
It's at 10%.
10%.
So grab it. Yeah, there you go.
88? No, so it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Not in its layer.
No layer. There's 24 rats just moving through that area.
Yeah.
All right, and we're gonna have to roll their hit points.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do that on camera.
Yeah.
No.
It
In
would
fact,
take us
I'm not
forever.
even gonna wait for you. I'm just gonna do it.
Okay.
Okay. You are gone
That's
all
fine.
week.
I
I
know.
am not gonna wait for you. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
That's fine.
I love you, but this sucks. It's
No, I know.
taking so long to make any progress.
I know.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
All right. And I had asked Ethan if I could start on this without him, if he would show me how to. Oh, if he'd put up a bracket so that I could start recording with my phone, but he wanted to be part of this process, but he wasn't around.
yeah.
So so here we are. Okay, so now we know where the treasure is, where the monster is, what's empty on this map. We know what the monsters are, where there is a monster, and now we need to explore that further, find out how many there are, their hit points, whether or not it's their lair. If it is their lair, then we will use those treasure tables for the treasure.
Okay.
If it's not their lair,
Then we have to come up with treasure. Is there already like someone who came out with like dungeon treasure generator kind of thing?
yes and no. So the Dungeon Master's Guide, which I've lost. Where is... Oh, it's literally right there. The Dungeon Master's Guide has great treasure generation tables, but... Oh, this is random dungeon generation. But... But, there is no table for just rolling. I'm looking for it. It's flipping and turning. This is AD&D. It takes patience. Random treasure determination. So there's a map table. There's nothing that just says, okay, here's a level 1 treasure. That's not an option.
Okay.
It gets right into rings, rods, staves, wands, right?
Yeah.
So there is, though, treasure table. A and B are for monetary treasure and magic treasure. And then, a combined hoard. Okay. Maybe we could use this. Combined hoard. So it's a D100. But this isn't specific to level 1 or level 2 or level 3. There is that...
Is it kind of like out of whack? Like what is...
Well, I don't know. Like there's a 20% chance of 1 to 2 monetary treasures and 1 to 5 magic treasures.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's crazy. You get, like, I guess it's only a 2% chance that you get 500 platinum, but... So, like, what's the high percentage of this? What is this?
Oh, if you roll a 20, you get 1 of each above.
So it's a D20. Okay. So your highest chance of stuff is going to be, like, what? Gems and... Or no,
All right, so
it's
maybe
gonna
we
be,
try that. So we've already rolled that there is a treasure. So maybe we roll here,
Yeah.
and this tells us I'll look at it.
Okay.
Oh, so this is okay. So we need. Yeah, that doesn't help us. We need. So we could roll like 1 to 3. No, that's no good either. It doesn't have what you need just to roll a random treasure.
Yeah.
It doesn't, because combined, this is okay. So you need to roll whether it's money, magic, or both. Okay, so we could roll that D3. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we could do that.
Okay.
It just seems weird that whether you're on level 12 of the dungeon or level 1 of the dungeon, you're rolling the exact same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
The other option is we could use the suggested treasure list.
But if I remember correctly, it's not like a number that... What is it?
It's lettered A through HH, so there's how many?
Through H.
I mean, but we could use an electronic dice roller.
Yeah, we could.
These are the suggested treasures if you
Okay.
determine a treasure. So we could use an electronic dice roller and just use this list.
Okay.
Let's just do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Okay.
That's how we're going to figure treasures. And I'm not gonna put out a poll. I'm gonna do it off camera.
Okay.
And that way, when we'll have something to post right now.
Yeah.
And when we start back up with episode not 10,
Yeah.
this will be episode 9. When we start back up with episode 10, we will be able to go into a fully populated dungeon.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good. Yep.
And we're not gonna record any more of that stuff.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna wait for you. I'm just gonna
Okay.
sit here and do it.
That's fine.
Okay?
All right. That's fine.
All right. Just the world will have to trust me to be honest with the dice.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
All right.
All right. Thank you for watching, everybody.
You look so tired. Ethan looks so tired. He's such a trooper.
Go play some D&D and read some books. And yeah.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.